Hello, third graders. Today we're going to be talking about magnets. So before we start, let's write down what we know down below. What are magnets? What do we know? Very good. Let's move on. So our objective today was we will be able to explain how a magnet works and if a magnet needs to be touching an object to have a magnetic effect. So what we just watched is Wile E. Coyote using a giant magnet. And we can see that these lines right there are called a magnetic force. That's what's creating a magnetic field, which is kind of weird. So magnetic field is essentially what pulls anything that's magnetic into the magnet. So in reality, this magnetic force wouldn't be visible to the human eye. It is invisible, but it's just a fun cartoon that shows kind of what a magnetic force and field are. Continuing on. What are magnetic objects? Cloth, wood, other metals. What do we think is magnetic? Write it down below. Okay, continuing on. There are only certain objects that are magnetic. So we see here that these objects, which appear to be mostly metal, are all magnetic. And all these objects are not magnetic. So what's the difference? What makes something magnetic and what makes something not magnetic? Let's find out. So what we just saw is that these ones right here, these metals, iron, steel, cobalt, and nickel, are what are attracted in the magnetic field. So if those metals are in the magnetic field, they're going to be pulled into that magnet. So what I want you to write down below is what you've learned. What do magnetics attract, and can things be pulled in? Do we think things can be pulled in? Okay, let's continue. So we have a short clip here. I'm going to speed it up though so it goes even quicker. So we see Wile E. Coyote once again using a giant magnet. This time he's trying to capture Bugs Bunny, and he has a metal carrot, and that carrot obviously is made from iron, cobalt, nickel, steel, one of those, to be pulled in. And we see that magnetic force that was right on that magnet, but the magnetic field is a lot larger than anticipated, which is why all these metal objects are being flown in. So all those objects are made from those metals that we talked about. We don't see anything that isn't made from those metals in there. We saw a bed being pulled in, but it wasn't the sheets being pulled in, it was the bed frame, which was made out of metal. And obviously this is an exaggeration. A magnetic field would not be this large to pull things from space, but it is just a fun little commentary on what the magnetic field looks like. So why were those objects being pulled in? What do we know now for why those objects were being pulled in? Write it down below, show your learning. Okay, continuing on. North and South Pole, it's not just the Earth, people, it's on magnets. So each magnet has a North Pole and a South Pole, which is what creates the magnetic field, because it creates this circle around the magnet to pull things in. But we see that certain things only attract. So opposite poles, a North Pole and a South Pole will attract. But a North Pole and a North Pole won't, and a South Pole and a South Pole won't. That's why when we see two magnets together and they're repelling each other, they just won't go together. It's because you have the same poles together, so they're gonna repel. So, is the Earth a magnet? Yes. Isn't that fun? So yes, the North and South Pole are there for a reason, because magnets. The Earth has its own magnetic field. Yes, so the North and South Pole are working. And that's why we have compasses that use magnets, because of our North and South Pole. So, final questions you'll answer right down below. How do magnets work? Describe the force. And do magnets need to touch the object? Write it down below. Great job, everyone. What a fantastic lesson. Thank you.